advance, mostly to future Amy, who will have to cut this into something coherent. This is like the third or fourth time I am trying to record this. I am very much struggling to talk right now because I was on Amtrak for 9 hours yesterday, and while it was a beautiful ride across Pennsylvania, I was still on a train for 9 hours. Anyway, it feels like absolutely insane that I am traveling twice in 2 weeks, but here we are, I guess? Last night as I was going up to my room and waiting for the elevator, I was just hit by this thought of like, is this my life? Like, this doesn't feel like my life, but I guess it is. Like, is this my life now? Before this insane audition season kicked off, I actually had a thought to vlog the whole thing and do like a video diary of sorts and just kind of document how things were going as I was going through applying for things and auditioning for companies. And then audition season kicked off remarkably early and I was instantly busy and I abandoned that so fast. And on top of that, most of my audition days looked pretty identical, so I was like, ugh, it just like wouldn't be that interesting when all of the days look the same. Like, wake up, get on train, go to Manhattan, sing in room, leave Manhattan, go to work. There you go. But then all of this happened and I went from never having auditioned outside of New York to doing it twice in 2 weeks. This audition season has been exhilarating and exciting and unprecedented by every possible metric, and I am so grateful and so excited for all of these opportunities that I am being given and all of these things that are happening. I am really confused by it, but anyway. But it also has been pretty exhausting. Like, when you put in all of these applications, you don't actually expect for all of them or most of them to work out. So if you apply for a few things that are far from home, like, it's fine because maybe one of them will work out. But again, this season, every single unexpected thing has happened. At this point, I just don't know like what the ceiling on all of this is. Like, when does this stop? Does it stop? And also, what on earth happened? Seriously, I said this in my last vlog where I went to Indianapolis. If you haven't watched that, link down below, go watch it. But I said this in the last vlog that this audition season has been night and day different and really just suddenly different than any other season that has preceded it. And not to toot my own horn or be like that soprano, but my batting average with getting auditions has never been terrible, but this has been insane and frankly like kind of overwhelming. But anyway, the reason we're in Pittsburgh is because I'm a finalist in the Pittsburgh Festival Opera Mildred Miller competition. I've only ever made the finals of a competition one other time before in my life, so this is crazy. The finals for this competition, like a lot of others, are being done as a concert, but my time slot isn't until 4:40, so I have plenty of time before I even have to start getting ready. So I've had myself a bit of a chill morning. I slept in like a little bit, went downstairs for breakfast, came back up, took a shower, washed my hair, and I was able to do my full hair routine because I was not beholden to the TSA's ridiculous liquid rules. Amtrak does not have any TSA security, and yeah, they have like baggage rules, but they are extremely generous, and frankly, the rule is basically as long as you don't take a canoe on board, like, you're fine. Frankly, I think even if you did try to get on a train with a canoe, if it fit in the overhead, they would not care. Anyway, even though it was a pretty long ride from New York to Pittsburgh, because one, Pennsylvania is a ridiculously wide state, and I frankly did not know how wide Pennsylvania was until I drove across all of it twice on the way to and from Iowa. I forgot to mention, I actually have been to Pittsburgh before. I spent one night here on the way home from Iowa in 2023. But anyway, I had a pretty comfy ride on the train yesterday. The seats, you have like so much room. It's way more than you would ever have on a plane. I have never flown first class. I don't think that will ever happen. But you have like, I have enough leg room that I literally could like put my leg out straight and it would not touch the seat in front of me. Now, to be fair, I'm 5'3" on a good day, so my legs don't stretch like that far, but still, a lot of room. And for the majority of the ride, I had the entire row to myself. The only time I had someone sitting next to me was between Newark and Philly, so for like hour and a half of the total 9-hour ride. And like, that was totally fine. I kind of expected that I would not have the whole row to myself for the whole ride or even for most of it. And like, I'm used to being just like sardined in with other people on the subway all the time. And also, it was a major upgrade from, I was sat in like the axis of man spreading on the flight from Indianapolis back to New York. That also, okay, I didn't mention in that vlog, I flew on impressively small planes between New York and Indiana. Like, dead ass, those planes were so small that I think they may have been powered by AA batteries. I also forgot to mention in that vlog that both of my flights got delayed. Not by a ton, we just got held on the tarmac for a while. But on the way back to New York, we got held on the tarmac for like 30-45 minutes. And so they're coming over the intercom and they're like, yeah, we have a maintenance thing, we have a maintenance thing. But at some point they said, yeah, folks, we're going to have to reboot the plane. First of all, I am not afraid of flying. don't tell me you're rebooting the plane. But they told everybody that because like the music would turn off, the lights were gonna turn off for a couple of minutes, the air conditioning was gonna turn off. So they told everybody that as a heads up, but what they quite literally did to make the plane work was turn it off and turn it back on again. And when they turned the plane back on, they were like, yeah folks, everything's fine. We're gonna get going to LaGuardia. And I'm sitting here like, okay, is everything really okay though? Because it doesn't seem like turning it off and turning it back on again is enough for a plane. Like if my laptop is acting stupid, okay, turn it off, turn it back on again, give it a little restart, little refresh. This, sir, is a plane. It's a very tiny plane, but it's still a plane. And obviously everything was fine, everything was safe because I am here talking to you. So this is all to say that on that tiny plane, I was sat right next to one man who just could not keep his legs in his seat, and the man directly ahead of me could not decide where in the reclining angle he wanted his seat to be. So truly, it was already enough that the man ahead of me was reclining his seat and further diminishing my non-existent economy class seat space, but because he would not stop adjusting his seat and adjusting the way he was sitting, it was causing my tray table to do a world tour. But anyway, between now and when I have to start getting ready, I am just gonna chill in my hotel room, might watch some Netflix, might do a little bit of editing, like fun vlog editing, not like work editing. Work editing is fun too, but I don't want to do work today. And yeah, I will check in later. We're at Carnegie Mellon. I don't perform for at least a half hour. Like my scheduled time is 4:40, but apparently they're running early. But anyway, I'm really excited now. I was a little nervous right before I left the hotel, but now I feel like really excited. So one, this campus and this building are so beautiful. Oh my God. And when I got in, I went to the monitor to check in and they're like, oh, okay, you know, this person will escort you to your warm-up room. So I actually was escorted by like 3 separate, who I believe are all students of Carnegie Mellon, escorted by 3 separate people to this room. Like one person took me to the elevator, somebody took me from the elevator to like this area of the floor, and then another person just checked off my name and put me, it just said take any open room and said that she would come get me when it was like 10 minutes before I had to sing. I feel so fancy right now, you guys. Like what is going on? And I feel additionally fancy because this kind of used to be my job at Copeland. Like when we held voice auditions, I was frequently the monitor sitting there with the sheet to check off people as they arrived. So I already feel just so honored to be here at all, but I feel a little fancy. Okay, I'm back. I'm slightly out of breath because I still have adrenaline just coursing through all of my veins. I came back up here to get my stuff and then I'm gonna go back downstairs to watch the rest of everybody else because I have nothing else to do and it'll be really cool to just sit around and listen to good singing. But I just sang and I think it went really well. I don't know if I won anything. You never know if anything's gonna work out until it's literally in front of your face. But I had a lot of fun. Like I started with Mi. I'm sorry that I'm talking at like 90 miles an hour, but my heart rate is also going at about 90 miles an hour right now. I started with Mi from Bohème and then they asked for Nun al Terbai, which is like my kind of party piece. Feel good about both. Had a ton of fun with the second one. Like I feel really good acting wise about everything. And I'll recap more later once I'm back to my hotel, but I just, holy shit, this happening. Like this whole thing is happening. This just happened. I just did that. Hello, we're back in the hotel. I am still in my full soprano opera regalia, except for my shoes. I am wearing Crocs right now. But anyway, let's just do a very quick recap before I have to take all of this off, pack up all my stuff, and go to bed. My train back to New York tomorrow leaves incredibly early in the morning, so I don't have a watch on. I don't know what time it is, but I probably should be in bed, but I'm not. I also need to eat dinner. I ordered dinner. It should be here in like 10-20 minutes, so yay. Post-audition brain rot is in full effect at the moment. So right at the top, let me just say this. I didn't win anything, but truly, as cliche as it sounds, making the finals was just such a huge honor in and of itself. And frankly, I just had a really good time. I said earlier, this felt like so fancy, or at least by my standards, it's fancier than I'm used to. It was wonderful to sing on an actual stage, in an actual hall, for an audience. And it was also great to just hear really great singers after. Actually, I was like sitting there in heaven because everybody was singing like my favorite pieces. So I'm just sitting there and like letting all of this like gorgeous music wash over me, and I'm like, this is all worth the price of admission. Like this is fine, I'm happy now. And also again, to be considered to be in the same league as these amazing singers that I saw tonight. I didn't see everybody, I saw most of everybody who was after me, but still to be considered in the same league as these unbelievable singers, like what? They actually did live feedback sessions after if you wanted to, if you didn't have to, you know, run and catch a plane or something. So I did. I talked to each judge. They had stuff to say. I'm not gonna say it here. That's, you know, between me and my teacher to discuss. But the TLDR of that is basically that everybody was super friendly. All of the judges were really friendly and they had great feedback to give. They had really positive things to say. They had some really constructive things to say. So I will be going back to New York just feeling, I don't know, fulfilled. Like, I don't know, like today I felt like, well, not felt like, I did. Like, I did an actual performance. Yes, I guess it was an audition, but it also wasn't because there were people there and not just like the panel of people, like there was an actual audience. I am so sorry to future Amy who has to edit this, but that's really all I have to say about this. I'm just like super grateful that I got to do this at all, and this has really been like a whole new experience for me. Again, I've only made competition finals one other time in my life, and it was for a competition in New York. And actually I'm competing at semifinals of that same competition this coming week. So we'll see how everything goes with that, but anyway. So many times today I just had the thought of like, is this actually my life? Is this happening to me? I know I probably said something like that earlier in this vlog, but it really has all felt just surreal. This whole season feels like at some point I'm gonna just wake up and it will have all been a dream and I'll have like 50 rejection emails in my inbox. But yeah, thank you so much to Pittsburgh Festival Opera, to all of the judges, to everybody in the audience, to everybody backstage, to all of the Carnegie Mellon students who were helping shepherd us around. It was a really wonderful experience. That's all. I'm gonna go to bed now.